Hi everyone, it's Jay here from the Formula Fun podcast, and we have just finished doing our one episode, which turned into two episodes because we ended up talking for so long. So we released two episodes this week. The episode before this was talking about all the teams and what they brought to the track last week for their first proper official testing session. This next episode is talking a little bit about the key takeaways about what we thought about from the testing, and we've also gone into a question from you. So stay tuned for that. And also we've got our standard Formula Fun fact and also our Quizifying, where Sinéad thinks that maybe a Formula One car might be a 5.3 litre engine, and I think Austrian is a language. Enjoy. Key takeaways I have are that no one seems to want to take the attention of who's fastest. I think Red Bull are up to some tricks. I think Mercedes are up to some tricks. Ferrari probably are as well, but it's just a case of they're all pointing the finger because they don't want the focus on them.
Mm-hmm.
I think at the moment Mercedes are definitely quicker over one lap. I think Red Bull, considering what they did in day one with Max, they're probably faster over the course of the race, but they haven't shown their hand yet. I think Ferrari might have shown too much of their hand. We'll find out this week what's going on in regards to the Mercedes engine with the loophole that they have exploited. I think the start procedure really needs to be sorted out with the safety concerns, and you've got team principals talking about it, so hopefully someone takes notice. Okay, my biggest takeaway from it, though, is how... I know we spoke last week and we were like, there's going to be stars that come out at the back in rainbow colours. But in all seriousness, how are they going to display it? They need to make it make sense for us, the viewer, and us, the fan, watching it. We don't have the visual aspects of DRS. I had an idea the other day being like, oh, when they hit their boost button, could there be a light or something at the top of the T-bar where the camera is, so we know when it's happening. Yeah, I think in terms of how they display it on TV for us to watch, and in terms of how they display it on the track when people are paying money to buy tickets to watch, they're not going to know what's happening. Yeah, that's for me, that's like a growing concern. And somebody from Mercedes the other day said,
about it. You would like to think that someone has thought about it. Yeah.
But Mercedes the other day, a guy called Andrew Shovlin was chatting to Ted Kravitz on Sky Sports F1. He said, it depends what information the broadcasters get. As in,
they
still don't know? Like, what?
Yeah.
So, do we know how much battery charge they're going to have? Is that information going to be available to us to watch? Do we know when they've got overtake mode available? Do we know when they're hitting boost?
So
do we know when they're in recharge?
At the moment, the broadcasters don't even know, or might not know. They might not have. Yeah. Okay.
Ted Kravitz has no idea from Sky Sports F1. Andrew Shovlin from Mercedes went, it depends what you get, which means the teams don't know what broadcasters are going to get. How much information would the teams want to part with in terms of the broadcasters to be able to show, like, obviously, if someone's got a really good way of recharging their battery and we can see how they're doing that, other teams are going to use it. So maybe they go, oh no, we don't want you to have that bit of information. That's the bit where I'm like, don't really. I'm sure it's going to be fine. I'm sure someone's thought about it. I'm sure it's going to be lovely and gorgeous and wonderful to watch. Fantastic racing. But I am concerned. Yeah, that's my main takeaway from it.
Yeah.
But yes, that is the takeaways from today. Right. We had a question. Sinead, we had our very first question.
A whole question.
And the question is, would you like to read the question?
It wasn't my mum. Never mind.
No, it wasn't my mum.
It
was my squirrely friend, Mr. Florin Werner.
I'm going to ban that word from now on. Okay. So the question was, why are there no female drivers in Formula One? It's a good question. It's a question I've asked myself many times. Shall we answer the question? So they have attempted on several occasions to include women in Formula One in one way or another. In 2019 to 2022, they had the W Series, the W standing for women. It was free to enter, which is a big deal because, obviously it's such an expensive sport, and it was set up in order to promote women. But unfortunately, it went into administration in 2022 Which is a shame.
Yeah, Formula One took notice of that, and then they set up the F1 Academy, which uses Formula 4 cars, which you've got, I mean, hopefully it makes sense, but Formula 4, Formula 3, Formula 2, Formula 1. So they're a bit slower. They have less aero-y bits attached to
Mm-hmm.
them. And that's been going now for a few years. And I
Mm-hmm.
think it's really because those races are taking place during Formula One weekends.
Mm-hmm.
So it's headed up by
Susie
Toto
Wolf.
Wolff's wife,
Mm-hmm.
Susie Wolff. And there is a really good series on Netflix called F1 The Academy, which sort of goes into a bit more information about these women drivers. But why hasn't anyone made it to Formula One? Well, in order to be in Formula One, you have to get a super license. In order to get a super license, you have to have competed enough kilometers,
Mm-hmm.
competitive races
Mm-hmm.
in other championships like Formula 3, Formula 2,
Too.
and then hopefully getting into Formula One. That hasn't happened, unfortunately.
Mm.
I don't know if it's teams that are not willing to take the risk. These G forces that drivers are pulling on a male body
Mm-hmm.
genetically is
Mm-hmm.
easier to pull and easier to build up the muscle in order to be able to do that. But no one's taken the punt. There's been reserve drivers and there's been
Yeah.
like a third driver or development driver. In fact, Dorian Pain, who won the F1 Academy Championship last year, driving for Mercedes, is now a development driver for the F1 Mercedes team. Abby Pulling, she won in 2024. She's now racing in another series. Jamie Chadwick won the W Series, I think twice. I could be wrong, but
Mm-hmm.
she's done IndyCar. She's in an endurance championship this year. I think she's doing Le Mans again because she did Le Mans last year. Unfortunately, she retired. Bianca Bustamante, who was a McLaren driver for the F1 Academy, is in Eurocup 3 series this year. So there are female drivers out
Mm-hmm.
there, just no one's made the step up to Formula One, and hopefully that
Yet.
changes. And I have an idea of how it can be fixed. Because also,
Ooh.
it's really hard to get into Formula One in general, as we know. This year, there's only one rookie on the grid. It's Arvid Lindblad. Has been with Red Bull Racing since he was a junior, and
Mm-hmm.
he's been brought up through their program. He didn't win the Formula 2 championship last year, but he's been promoted to a seat. But Leonardo Fornaroli, who won the championship, isn't. I think there should be a team on the grid that always, and it doesn't have to be, it wouldn't be the fastest team there. It should
Mm-hmm.
be run by Formula One,
Mm-hmm.
I think, maybe taking a Mercedes engine, a Ferrari gearbox,
Sure,
all the
sure. Yeah.
works team
Mm-hmm.
stuff and put it all bolted together, just in order for them to showcase their abilities and talents. Where the champion of F2 and maybe
Mm-hmm.
another driver, or maybe a female driver, maybe the champion of
Sure.
Formula
The
2
F1
and
Academy.
the F1 Academy champion goes
Yeah.
into that team every year and is part
Mm-hmm.
of the Formula One grid, which then, now obviously, it's all to do with money. It's all to do with
Mm-hmm.
how expensive it is to run a Formula One team, blah, blah,
Mm-hmm.
blah, blah, blah. But if they did that, it might mean that the following year they might have a shot because they go, oh, you know what? That Leonardo Fornaroli, who won the F2 championship, he was
Mm-hmm.
actually doing really well in that car
Mm-hmm.
considering its pace. An Audi might go, let's hire him. But there's knock on things from it in terms of all the drivers that you see coming up through the ranks are already associated with a Formula One team. That's how they're getting the
Funding.
funding, I'm trying to say the word where you are shown a lot, the exposure, that's the word I'm
Exposure.
looking for, the exposure, because they're attached to a Formula One team. So that's my idea of how to fix Formula One and the feeder series into this championship.
Sounds like a good plan. I think it's obviously a shame that there are no women in Formula One currently. And it does also seem like it's going to be a while because it's something that has to start from grassroots level. It's not like a woman can just turn up and be like, I want to be in Formula One.
From a grassroots level, I think women, a women only series like in go karting and things, only started in something like 2004. So it's
Right.
still very new. Like
Mm-hmm.
it still needs to get that momentum, and
Mm-hmm.
so that hopefully in 5 years' time, maybe even shorter, maybe we'll have a woman Formula One driver. Teams do have to throughout the course of the year run 2 rookies per season during practice sessions for rookies. When I say rookie, I mean someone that's not in Formula One, that get a chance to go out on the track,
Yeah.
get a chance for machinery, and also maybe show that they're quick as well, in the hope that just to give new drivers the opportunity to drive a Formula One car in a competitive environment.
Okay. There you go.
Thank you for your question, Florin.
Thank you, Florin. Danke.
I've got a Formula Fun fact this week. Are you ready for it?
I'm so ready.
Valtteri Bottas is going to have a 5-place grid penalty before the season has even started.
Okay, that's hilarious. And also classic Bottas. What a guy.
Do you know why?
Please go on.
In 2024, in Abu Dhabi, he took out Kevin Magnussen and earned a 5-place grid penalty. He then wasn't on the grid last year, but it carries over to his next race. So he's got a 5-place grid penalty this year.
The FIA never forgets. That's hilarious.
Never forgets. So yeah, that's my Formula Fun fact of the week. Yeah.
Great.
Gutted for him. To be fair, Cadillac are probably going to be last, so it's okay.
So it doesn't matter. Okay, quizifying. Okay, I'll go first. So there's a theme to the questions this week. And the theme is team leads / team principals / CEOs, people that are the leaders of teams. So not the drivers. Okay. Up first. Toto Wolff, the team principal for Mercedes, speaks 5 languages: German, English, Italian, French, and which other?
German, English, Italian, French.
And?
Oh, I'm going to potentially seem so stupid.
No.
Because I think it's obvious, but maybe it's not a language. Austrian?
Oh my god.
Is it not a language?
That is stupid. Austrians speak German, babe.
Right. Oh
I mean,
God.
they speak German, in the way that Americans speak English, different from us, but
okay.
But it's
so it's different, like
yeah,
accent.
No, it's not.
No,
it's
I
not
have
Austrian.
No idea. No.
Everyone's going to hear that, including Florin,
Okay.
your friend who speaks German, and my fiance Tobias, who also speaks German.
No. Okay. German, French, Italian, English, Dutch.
Nope. Polish. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know why, but yeah.
Not Austrian.
No. Well, he does, but it's not. It's just German, isn't it? It's just German. Okay. Which team lead appeared on Wheel of Fortune as a teenager?
Zach Brown.
Yes! How did you know that?
Because it's how the money that he won on that program, he then used to buy his first go-kart.
Very,
which
very
has then
good.
propelled him to where he is now.
Yes. Well done. Good knowledge. There was a documentary made about Braun GP that was narrated, led by Keanu Reeves, the Hollywood actor. In it, he carried out an interview with a team lead. Which one was it?
I'm going to go for Ross Brawn.
No.
Stefano Domenicali.
Nope.
Was the person working at Brawn at the time they won their championship?
Wait. So if I'm giving you like all these attempts, do you still get it right if you get the answer right?
No, but I want to know. I want to get the answer right.
I don't know the answer to that question.
Okay. He interviews somebody about Brawn.
So I'll give you another little hint. So the interview was only supposed to last for half an hour, but it went on for 3 hours. I don't think the whole 3 hours made the cut of the documentary, but when they had their interview together, it was supposed to be short and it ended up going on for 3 hours.
Are they English?
Yes.
Oh my God. Ron Dennis?
Nope.
I give up.
James Voiles.
No! Of course it was. That's why 3 hours makes sense.
Right.
Okay.
Loves to talk.
Ah. Okay, fine. Well done. I got one right.
Yep.
My turn for quizifying.
Yeah.
We've spoken in the past about the fact that the cars are 50% electrical energy, 50% internal combustion unit / engine. Can you tell me the size of the engine, as in my old Citroen Saxo had a 0.9 litre engine.
Right. Now, this is where I'm going to look stupid because I literally have no frame of reference for this answer except for your old
What you
Citroen,
got a
which
Kia
does not help
Sportage?
at all. Yeah, my Kia Sportage is 1.6.
Okay.
I know that. Let's
Okay.
go
So what's a
with
Formula One car?
5.4.
5.4 litre.
Yeah,
Okay. Uh,
yeah. Is it like
you're going to be shocked to
50?
know that I was incorrect. No, it is the same size engine that is in your Kia Sportage.
Brilliant. Yeah, now that I've said that, I realize that it couldn't be much bigger because it's a wee tiny car, isn't it?
It's a 1.6 litre turbo engine with
Right.
a big old battery bolted to the side of it. Yeah.
All right. There you
There
go.
you go. Question number 2.
Hmm.
Who is the only team to win 100% of the championships they have entered?
Brawn.
Correct. Well done. Nice one.
Yay.
Question number 3. When was the last time we had 22 cars on the grid?
I mean, do I get a multiple choice? Like,
Yeah, okay, sure. 2010, 2004, or 2016?
2004.
Incorrect. 2016, we had
Oh.
Manor Racing, who were actually originally Virgin F1, and they went to
Uh-huh.
Manor Racing. Now, here's a little fun fact, a little takeaway for you. If Manor Racing were never in F1, then I don't think Esteban Ocon would have been in F1. So, Manor F1 had 2 drivers, Pascal
Uh-huh.
Pascal Verline, that's it. Rio, I
Ferdinand.
don't know his second name. Yeah, he drove for them. No, Rio. I believe he was a Japanese driver. Rio something.
Okay.
Hai Manchu or something? I'm not sure. Rio's financial obligations to the team in terms of the money he was meant to be bringing to the team never
Hmm.
really came off. So halfway through
Okay.
the season, they got rid of him and they put one Esteban Ocon in the car.
Wow.
That was the last year of Manor Racing, and
Hmm.
then Esteban Ocon was then signed by Force India. So no Manor F1 racing team and no Esteban Ocon. But, you know,
Well, there you
good
go.
things come out of these teams
Delighted
that
about
were at the
that
back of the
because
grid.
Ocon is famously the only driver to have not come from some kind of money or racing background. So good for him.
Big fan. Just to explain the second question, I didn't really go into it, but basically, Brawn GP. We spoke about watching the thing on Disney Plus last week. Brawn GP entered the championship after buying out Honda because Honda withdrew. So they had the car basically made and the engine
Hmm.
they ended up going with a Mercedes, but everything was there. It's just that Honda withdrew at last minute. Ross Brawn bought the team off Honda for $1. And then they knew they had a really good car. They turned up at the first testing session. I struggled to turn up there. I think they literally made the last testing session that was available.
Yeah.
And they absolutely obliterated the field. They had something called a double diffuser, and then Jenson Button went on to win the championship. It was a big fairy tale story. I would
Hmm.
definitely recommend watching
I
that,
will.
and then sold it to Mercedes for
Wow.
a lot more money
Yeah.
than $1. I can promise you that. Yeah. So that was the story behind why they only won 100% of their championships, because they only entered one. Sinead, and I think it's time to box. So, you have been listening to the Formula Fun podcast,
Where Jay brings the formula.
and Sinead definitely brings the fun. See you later.
Beep beep.